Anyway, as you can see, I'm down by a river. I don't know why I'm talking in this stupid Yorkshire accent, but anyway, down by the river, just going to do my river canal walk today. I say just, I haven't done it for quite a while, and I'm looking forward to it. It's a nice blue sky, fluffy clouds, you know the stuff, and I'm looking forward to it. We've had quite a lot of rain recently. You can probably tell that the river is quite full behind me there. I'm going to see what I can see, make a few videos and do a little bit of a catch up, because a lot of things have happened over the last few weeks and months in 2022, and a few disappointments along the way and things to look forward to for the future. So where to start? Well, that's a difficult one. First of all, I suppose I ought to mention that, was it last week or the week before, I did actually go out on a little jaunt, which you won't have seen. I went to Glossop on the train and walked all the way to Hadfield down by the reservoirs, and it was really nice to get out and about and do a familiar walk that I've done 6-7 miles many times before. Not really that much to look at this time of year, of course, because spring hasn't quite sprung yet. It's it's late February now, but it's going to be March probably, or into March before we start seeing flowers and stuff like that up here. I did actually, on that walk, so I did see a few bluebell bulbs starting to rear their heads through the soil, shoot the first leaves. Snowdrops will be out soon, no doubt, so looking forward to that. And the reason I made 2 blocks of recordings on that walk to Glossop, because basically the reason being that I was testing my new gimbal that I'd bought. So finally invested in one, spent probably more than I should have done, 160 quid for a gimbal and a telescopic mount that also doubles as a tripod. Powervision was the brand, and regretted every moment of it. Initially it seemed like it was the ideal one for me, and the reason being that initially it seemed like it was going to be the right one for me. Really compact, I'll put a photo of it on the screen. Really compact, opens out into this like a normal kind of size gimbal, but still quite small. Magnetic connection, also charges your phone if you've got an iPhone, for example. If you've got an iPhone, for example, that can be charged remotely by just putting it on top. Can also charge your phone with it if your phone's running low on juice. All sorts of good things that it had. Very small and compact, which was ideal for me walking, obviously, and just slipping it out of my pocket. However, on reviewing the footage when I got home, I was very disappointed to find that it was a lot jerkier than just me holding you on the end of my stick, so to speak. As I'm doing now. The footage was so jerky, and I'm going to put some clips of some of the footage on the screen, so you can see actually what I'm talking about. It also somehow affected the audio. Here we go. Recording. Oh, it gets darker and darker as you go in. I'm worried about spiders. It looks quite nice and light from out there, but it's actually a lot longer than you think. Oh, and you can hear your voice echoing. Oh, don't like it. Oh, yeah, it looked nice and green and mouldy and light. Not that mouldy is nice, but mossy, in fact. I wonder how old this is. It must be yonks old. Oh my god. And I'm through. Wow. Well done, me. Oh. Yeah. It's not as bad as you think once you're in, but it's a lot longer than it looks. Now, when I got back to the people, Smart Vision and Powervision, sorry, and complained about it and asked for a refund. Lots of emails went to and fro. They said that I hadn't touched the phone properly, when actually I had, because every single clip that I made, I was taking it on and off all day, putting it on and off, so it was definitely attached correctly. Could have been perhaps an issue with my Nokia 8, because I know it's not a it's not a very popular phone, the Nokia 8. Could have been an issue with that, but look at the footage that you're looking at now. You're on the end of a solid rod, and its own stabilisation is a lot better than the footage that I made that day. Yeah, and how it affected the audio, I have no idea. But I was very disappointed. I was hoping to, but I went home and I was all excited about putting all the clips together on DaVinci Resolve, which is a fantastic free editing program if you haven't used before. And very, very disappointed. Almost every single clip that I'd sort of put on the timeline had this very jerky, awful. It was awful. Was it because it's very small and compact? Is it because the motors aren't powerful enough, and it's just almost like a gimmicky thing? Because it had face tracking as well, which I was playing around with, which not many of them do have, or unless you have to use an app to get the face tracking on some of them. They also then tried to say, very politely, I must add, and quite prompt as well, in their replies. Never any hostility with the company. I don't have any grudge to bear with them at all, and may well look over their products in the future. But then this is a kind of a warning to people that are thinking about dealing with them, especially if you live in the UK. They tried to offer me a replacement for the product, and said they would work with me as much as they could to find a solution to the problem. But however, I wasn't happy about that. I was delivered a device which had I had high expectations of, and it didn't meet those expectations, and so therefore I wanted my money back. Then they tried to say that their 14-day returns policy, which had expired, meant that I could not get a refund. So I looked on the UK government website, and regarding the law around this, and yet it is indeed 30 days return refund policy if you think the goods are faulty. So yeah, if you think you've been delivered a faulty product, do go and check out the law regarding how long it is, because 14 days may be true in the country that it originated in. Unlikely, I think, because that's China, where it's made anyway. It's manufactured in China, from what I can tell, and then distributed from somewhere else in Europe. Needless to say, after what seemed like hours of copy pasting the law from the website and emailing it back to Powervision, the representative, within hours it seemed I'd been fully refunded all of my money, and they asked for details of of my address and stuff so that I can return the product, and now I can spend that money on something else, get another gimbal that's maybe got stronger motors from a company that maybe is more reputable. Unfortunately, it seems most gimbals, apart from maybe one in Australia, are made in China or that part of the world. Some of the companies are more well known and respected than others. And the other problem that you will probably find if you're researching on YouTube a video recommending the best such and such, whatever it is, whether it's a gimbal in my case, or a car, or hair cutting kit, or whatever it is you want. The problem is that lots of these influencers, as they like to call themselves, on YouTube receive these products for free to test, and so they might say that they're giving an unbiased opinion about what the product does and its capabilities and whether it's good or not. But really deep down, you've got to remember that these people are hoping that this isn't the end of the products being sent them. So if they write a good review for Powervision for their gimbal that actually is rubbish, then they might not be sent the drone that they also make a bit later on. And in the meantime, I'm just joyous because the first vestiges of spring are in the air. I've got my hat on today, but I don't really need it. It's nice and mild and sunny, and I'm just glad that spring's nearly around the corner and that I can start getting out and making videos, and also to keep reminding myself as well that I've made 53 videos so far without a gimbal, without an extra microphone, so it doesn't put me off one little bit. It would just be nice to be that little bit more professional though, so that I can start focusing on other stuff to talk about, or making my videos more interesting, because people have told me that they've put them on to fall asleep at night. Thanks. In other news, I'm very much enjoying the first few days of my experiment with the carnivore diet. That has been shunned, as I mentioned in another video, the last few years, especially in America, but it's also in Europe. I've been pushing carbohydrates. You go into your shop, local shop, or big Tesco's or anything, most of the food they're selling and drink is sugar based. Sugar, therefore, turns very easily into fat if you have too much. Carbohydrates the same, which are just basically complex sugars. Protein and fat are the building blocks of our bodies. And lots of people with all sorts of skin conditions, acne, autoimmune disorders, all sorts of complaints, have tried it. I've tried the carnivore diet, or at least the keto diet, which I might go back to after this month, and found great success with it. Even quite well known people like Jordan Peterson, who's a fantastic speaker and thinker, and his daughter have almost been cured. And the other thing I'm going to try and combine with it, if I can actually get around to doing it, is intermittent fasting. Fasting enables the body to start repairing itself, and in the process the body, and probably the white blood cells, I'm not entirely sure, start destroying bad cells, cancer cells, that sort of thing, getting rid of disease, getting rid of excess fat. So I'm going to try it, and I'll report back to you on that. In the meantime, I am partially enjoying a nice big, I think it's spicy chicken wings, chicken thighs, but spicy chicken thighs, get it right, come on, I'm a professional, from not Tesco's, Sainsbury's. Fresh meat, cooked meat counter, reasonably nice, not as spicy as I hoped they would be. So a quick rundown of today's thing. what have I had. I might do this every day, talk about what I've had. This morning for sort of late lunch, late breakfast, early lunch, I had a packet of sliced ox tongue. On my walk here, I'm having chicken thighs. I've also got some garlic sausage that I picked up. And when I get home tonight, I'm going to have steak. Normally I wouldn't eat 3 times in a day, but I was passing Sainsbury's and just saw them and felt peckish. Try it. Sorry, speaking with my mouth full. How rude. Going to try and eat once a day, maybe twice. Because I also think that helps with the intermittent fasting. If you're having 24 hours between each meal, then fantastic. I'm hoping to increase that to 36 or maybe more. The difficult bit is not being able to drink. I'm not going to be too strict with myself. Might have occasionally a cider or non-alcoholic cider, no gluten obviously. I am also eating dairy, so I'm having coffee, which is obviously vegetable based, but I'm having it with milk and tea. I'm eating butter, cheese, yogurt, cream, lard. See how it goes. For me, probably one of the best bits of a meal, like a roast dinner for example, has always been the meat. Nice, juicy, crispy skinned beef, pork, lamb, chicken, duck, even fish, I had wild mackerel the other day. That was delicious, just cooked in butter. I'm going to miss other things, like nice roast potatoes, chips sometimes, rice, chapatis, sometimes a bit of a sweet tooth, chocolate cake, sweets, chocolate. But if I'm full enough, I'm going to console myself with the fact that I've got nice juicy meat to eat. And if I do have an urge to have something sugary, I'll have a cup of tea with some honey in it, or maybe just even a spoonful of honey. So this video, just a short one really, just to update my my watchers on what's going on, just as a really noisy train is going past. So yeah, a quick update video, and also a kind of a review, an honest review of that gimbal. What a lovely day it's turning out to be, eh? Having a nice, fairly peaceful walk along here. I can remember a time about a year ago when this walk would have been, I'd been plagued by people, prams, people on bikes, scooters, all sorts of things. Lovely to have a nice peaceful walk today. Nice and cold, crisp. Hello chaps, how the devil are you? What's happened to all your kids? Or are you the kids? You're very brave, aren't you? Oh, lovely creatures. Makes me want to give you a hug. Oh no, it's okay, don't jump in for me. And even in the city centre, I get a nice sunset sometimes. Beautiful. Look at those pastels.